Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. In the last episode, we were able to get through the offseason, or not the offseason, we were able to get through the opening day, and you saw that. So in this episode, we're going to try to get through the rest of the month. I actually had some technical difficulties. I was recording, and my mic wasn't working. But in the meantime, we split some games with the Cincinnati Reds. We lost the series to the Astros in Chicago, but we swept the division rival, the Detroit Tigers, so that's huge. But our last game, we actually played a moment, and that's when we realized it, but we hit a walk-off. So check it out here in the next few seconds.
Swung on, belted. That's back there. You can kiss it goodbye. He'll take a jog around the bases, and they walk it off.
Super awesome stuff. I was like going crazy because one, I accidentally clicked continue playing the game. Two, my mic wasn't working, so I stopped recording, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to pinch hit Nick Sazelle, and then I'm going to see what happens. And I was like, after the first track, I was like, I need to take this just in case something crazy happens. And something crazy happened. We hit a walk-off. That's super, super awesome. So I love that. So we're going to go ahead and get through the rest of the month. What I did say last time was we're going to try to play some games against the Boston Red Sox. I think we're going to pick up and try to play a full game there before we get to the rest of the month. So we're going to go ahead and try to get through this month. So we'll go ahead and continue simulating here. We have a moment here against the Oakland Athletics in Chicago. We are down. We're tied. Not down. We're tied. The Athletics are having a miserable season start. 4-14 as Andrew Vaughn comes up against Kyle Mueller. Needs a little grounder on to the shortstop, and that'll be an easy double play. And that is through the end of the ninth inning. As we go to extras, I'm going to continue simulating and see if we can. Oof! Davidson gets an RB on a walk, so we walked the bases loaded. But we were able to get out of the jam, thankfully, with only one run given up. Yeah, it was really unfortunate because I had some good audio, good commentary last game, and I think it was really wasteful that we didn't get to get there. Oh, a little blooper to first base will be a lousy line out for Teoscar Hernandez as Nick Senzel, the man who just hit a walk-off homer not too long ago. Hopefully lightning strikes twice and we're able to bring it back here. That would be super electric. I mean, I put him in because who was it? Fletcher up to bat. He can play a lot of positions. I mean, his lefty contact is insane. It's like 97 or 90 something. And I was just like, there's no way I don't pinch hit here. I don't typically pinch hit and stuff because I like the guys that play in the field. But, when that's a scenario and he has a chance to really deliver there against a guy he's really good against on that side of the mound, I was not going to pass him up on that. He's actually batting 400. He has 15 hits. He's batting 405 or was batting 405 until that moment. It is Jackie Robinson Day. I didn't even realize. As Edgar Cuero, one of our top prospects, gets brought up. He's only batting 143, given he only has 2 hits. So he's like, what, 2 for 9 or something crazy? Or no, probably like 2 for 17. But yeah, Jackie Robinson Day. I didn't even realize. But once I saw everybody wearing 42, it's kind of obvious. What am I swinging, man? What am I swinging at? Cuero, I don't know. We brought him up this year. I was hoping he would develop a little bit more, but he is getting he's 23. 23, switch hitter, which is super, super beneficial, but he's just the stats just aren't there. He's all right fielding. Nothing crazy, nothing like. Oh, and he completely whiffs on that as the Athletics get a win here in the extra innings as Drew Thorpe takes the loss. He was the one that walked home a run, but then he did turn around, I guess, or did he? I don't know. I'm not sure if he can turn around and got through it. Speaking of bases loaded, we are bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th against Zach Jackson. Bo Bichette is up to the plate, 2 for 3. Hopefully we can extend that to 3 for 4 and get a little bit, some ribbies, and that will not transpire for us. As he looks over to second base, but throws it on to first. And Bo Bichette, we just not have have had any luck with him this season. As the Athletics, one of the worst teams in baseball, has taken 2 in Chicago against us. As Flaherty gets a loss as he allowed 5 through 2 1/3. Yeah, that's not going to win you many ball games. We split the series with Athletics. We're going to go ahead and keep simulating and play some simulated moments against the Tigers as Bo Bichette is 3 for 3 today with 2 homers as we are up 7-0 on the Detroit Tigers. We were looking pretty good, 11-9. We were leading the division at 11-8 just a few seconds ago, so I'm not sure if that loss yesterday to the Tigers shook up the standings at all. But honestly, 20 games into the season, I would like to be, probably closer to 13-7 rather than 11-9. But we'll take what we can get. 11-9 is not terrible. It's what, 1 game better than how we finished last year at 500. So I'm not complaining at all. I'm super excited about what we have to offer this year. As it looks like Bo Bichette is going to get walked. He is batting 300 with runners in scoring position. And he will not continue the hot streak with runners in scoring position as he flies out to right field. But it doesn't matter. We do get the victory 8-6. Holy crap, as the Tigers were making a heck of an effort to come back there in the 8th and 9th innings. They scored 6 runs on us. Thankfully, we were able to score 2 in those innings as well to keep us up a little bit. As Cease goes 7 1/3, only allows 1, strikes out 7, and walks 2 with 4 hits. So that's not too bad. So like I mentioned before, we're going to go and play a game against Boston. I think we're probably going to pitch with your Flattery or Luzardo. So we did fall to second place behind the Twins, but the whole game up early in the season, I know, but we don't keep track of it so we don't fall behind whatsoever. As Torres needs a triple for the cycle, as he is having an amazing series against the Tigers, and that's what you want to see. I mean, you can lose all your games against everybody else in the league, but as long as you beat your division up, you're making the playoffs, man. It doesn't matter if you go 0 and whatever. I don't even know exactly how many games they have against. Or not, that's not Torres hasn't had a great series. It was Bichette yet last game, but regardless, he will fly out. But yeah, as long as you beat everybody in your division, you automatically go to the playoffs, and that's honestly what you want to see. I don't care if we go. Honestly, I don't really know what the ratio is from games played against division to outside. Let me know in the comments if you all do know. But we do win another game 3-2. It looked like Crochet had a decent pitching outing, and then also Leclerc gets his 8th save of the season already. And that is super, super awesome to see. So, looking at this, Flattery has not done great. I think we're going to play with Flaherty. Before then, though, we're going to try to finish this shutout against the Red Sox in our first game of the series, as we're up 5-0 against the 17-6 Red Sox. Holy, as Harold Ramirez is up on the plate, no outs, bottom of the 9th inning. As we get a first pitch fly out to right field, and that is a hell of a way to start the last half of the inning. We just need 2 more outs, and we will have our first shutout of the season, our complete game shutout. Sure, we've shut out a team or 2 outside of this. I love this this camera angle that they have in Boston. The way that it's like behind the pitcher directly, because if you have it in broadcast, it goes, switches between, wherever you're at. It'll have a little bit of different angle. But this one's pretty cool, right above the pitcher's head, as we get a strikeout against Connor Wong. He's having a terrible year at batting 159, which is surprising for the team that is 17-6 so far. As that is a line out, fly out to left field, and that will end the game as Luzardo gets his full, complete game shutout. Love it. Love to see it as the boys are shaking hands, and we will go back to the hotel very, very happy. 9 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, 7 hits, so he wasn't super, super efficient on keeping the hits down, and that'll be 3 in a row for the boys. But, whatever happens, if you got to allow 7 hits to get a shutout, you allow 7 hits to get a shutout. Who cares, right? Looking at this, Torres is batting almost 400 through 23 games, man. That is freaking awesome. 400 through 20. So he is having a hot season. I didn't realize. As we're facing Cutter Crawford today, 4 games, 2-0 record, 2.66 ERA, 1.14 WHIP, 27 strikeouts at a 28.4 clip, and only walking 7% of batters. So we have our work cut out for us today in a very scenic Boston here. The big monster in the back. You have the sunset setting behind the stadium to our, I guess I would say, south. I think the Boston, I think Fenway. Ooh, as we get a nice little lousy liner over the first baseman head, and that'll be our first hit of the game with our leadoff hitter, Dominic Fletcher. But I think that the Fenway's so old that they have set it up so that it used to be when, before industrial, lighting and stuff was popularized, they used to have baseball fields set up so where the first base, as Robert Jr. strikes out, as we're trying to explain why old baseball fields are set up the way they were. But baseball fields used to be set up in a way to where the south, you were facing south if you were a left-handed pitcher. That's why they're called southpaws. I thought that was an interesting thing. So basically, you would have your to the right facing south. And then, as Torres continues his hot streak as he will advance, Dominic Fletcher to third base as he gets a single here to keep the inning going. 107 off the bat. Yeah, that's why first basemen are called, or not first baseman. That's why left-handed pitchers are called southpaws, because you're facing south when you were pitching back in the day. So basically, you would want the east part of your stadium to be in the outfield so that you would get the most sunlight throughout the day, and then obviously the west is where the sun settles. So as we strike out again, so we get 2 hits, we get a hit, strikeout, hit, strikeout. So hopefully Torres can continue that streak and get a run here in for us. But yeah, so you'd have the west behind you, so you would have the most ability to have the sun up during your games. Super interesting concept. Not sure how that worked out, and that should be a blue pit. It will not be a blue pit. As a right fielder, is that Ramirez able to range and get that one? As Flaherty will be taking the mound. Also pitched 4 games, 0 for 2, not as many innings, not as much anything. He's walked more though, walked more people than Crawford has, which isn't a good thing. We're up here facing Tristan Casas. It's the 3rd batter of the inning, as we have gotten the first 2 down in order. So hopefully we can continue that streak and get this guy out as well. And that will be an easy strike 3 as he's way ahead of that slider there on the outside half of the plate. That'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Flaherty. As Vaughn gets a nice rip into the gap, and that will be off the wall. But with only 23 speeds, we're actually going to send him anyways. I held it too long, and he went anyways. And that will be a very risky double there for Andrew Vaughn, his 5th of the season, as it bangs off high off that green monster out there in left field. As Teoscar comes back and checks swings there. But yeah, the green monster there is awesome. It's one of the most iconic things in baseball. I love playing here. Maybe next year we'll start a series with the Red Sox, and we're going to play here, half of our games. But I don't know. I don't think that would have been a home run. I think if you hit it on the wall, I don't think anywhere. Maybe in Houston because they have that short left porch, but I don't think that would have been a home run anywhere. That's one thing I would love to see added, is if, this ball would have been a home run in this many stadiums and stuff. Even if it's only in game, you don't have to look. I mean, that's the only really benefit, to see it in game. I think that would just be super awesome to see, because just curious how if you were playing, in Houston or in Baltimore or in Seattle, if that would have been a home run. Purely by distance, obviously elevation changes a lot of that, but it would just be very cool to see. As Colson Montgomery takes the box, he's batting only 140. As he will fly out to end the inning after we got that double by Vaughn. That'll be 1.5 innings done for today. As a new face for the Boston Red Sox takes the mound, the Red Sox signed the 3rd baseman, Max Muncy, in the offseason, it seems. They also got Daniel Williams back on deck as he was from, was he on Toronto? Nah, I don't think he was on Toronto. Pirates, maybe? I'm not sure where he was last year. But yeah, they signed Max Muncy off the LA Dodgers. They obviously did not offer him enough. And he took his talents from West Coast to East Coast and is playing for the Red Sox. Honestly, the Red Sox have been somewhat of a Dodger retirement home. Not a retirement home, but they've had a lot of players that the Dodgers previously had originally. Some of those through trade. So I think Kiki Hernandez was traded. Who's the other traded? He plays for the Yankees now. He was a right fielder. Can't think of his name at the moment, but he was there. I think Justin Turner played for the Red Sox for a little bit, as Max Muncy does get a hit that will hit off the wall, short wall back there. So not a ground rule double. It's close, but he gets a double anyways. As the big man Vogelback strides into the box as he swings through strike number 2. And hopefully we can sit him down here and not allow him to advance Muncy. He is batting .329, so that's a pretty good clip for him. I'm not sure what, as we pick the wrong player. As Muncy will be rounding third for home, and that'll be the first RBI of the game. As the Red Sox go up 1-0. That was kind of a boneheaded play by me. I'm not sure if the shortstop could even gotten there, but I for some reason I thought it was going to go to second baseman, and then we chose to go and run the wrong direction. As we are going to make the double play here. Maybe not. As Bo Bichette makes an error. I don't know if you would call that an error. I would call it an error on the double play. As he was not able to fully handle it there and get it to first base. Unfortunate. Definitely would have loved to see that be a double play there with 2 outs. Now we have 1 out with Rafaela on deck. Not on deck. In the batter's box, up to bat, whatever you want to call it. And a little blooper will be a single as they advance the runner to third base, but Fletcher makes a nice throw and gets him as he was trying to take another bag. That'll be 2 out in the inning as Fletcher makes a nice throw there. Love to see it out of the guy who has been 50-50 on good throws in previous years. Been a few times where I was just very curious as to what he was doing out there in right field. But he makes up for it. The Gold Glover out there has been good for us consistently year over year, so we're very happy to see that one. He seems to be continuing that streak. Hopefully he can go for his 3rd Gold Glove in a row. That would be super awesome. As we get a swinging strike 3 on that sinker way down in the zone, we will sit down the last batter of the inning as they do score 1. But you got to score 1 anyways to win the game, so hopefully we can tie it up here soon. We've had a lot of luck or success. Not luck. It's not luck. It's all skill. We've had a lot of success today with getting hits. We've just not been able to produce any runs. We've left, I think, 3 or 4 players on base as that cutter was very slow, so we were very early on that swing. Hopefully we can change our fates and turn hits into runs as we turn a strikeout into a walk back to the bench there. And a broken bat will be a ground out to second base for Robert Jr. He was hustling, though. Looked like he was going to beat that one out, but unfortunately not. Crawford is catching a lot of the plate here early in the game. We just not have been able to produce a lot of hits. As I've just noticed, as Torres has 10 homers already this season with 24 RBIs. He is making his conversation for an MVP caliber year. And I would love to bring an MVP home to the White Sox, to Chicago, as we ground out for the last out of the inning, as we go back to the mound here.
Back here at Fenway Park, now it's the right fielder, Harold Ramirez. In the air, center field.
As he makes a diving catch there on a play that was close to being a bloop hit single. And that is why there is a Gold Glove in center field. His diamond fielding really helped us out there. He got up to almost 19 miles per hour as he was 100% root efficient. Interesting metric there. That's the first time I've seen that. That's an awesome play there by Robert Jr. to save a hit. Definitely got a tip of the cap from Flaherty. So he gets a tip of the cap from me as well. Checking back in here in the bottom of the fourth, we've had a very silent top of the fourth. Really wasn't much going on. Don't want to make you all watch that one, as we do get a strikeout here on Max Muncy after he took a ball 102 way down the right field line, but it went foul. Fortunate for us, but we get the strikeout as Daniel Vogelback gets another nice deep ball. That'll be a simple fly out to Fletcher, as he does have to run about 60 feet to his left, or his right, my left, our left, and make that catch. So quick work here in the first two batters of the inning, as we get a swing and a miss there on the cutter that ran inside. We're going to follow that up with a low and in slider. Able to get the same thing. He's timed that one up slightly better. But hopefully we can get Gavin Cross out here and get back to the dugout, as the umpire could have given us that, should have given us that, but we were not successful on the framing there by Jansen. I think Flaherty is a good pitcher. I'd like his, as we get a strikeout, the second strikeout of the inning. As I was saying, he's a good pitcher. He strikes out another batter. I mean, I think he's a good pitcher. He just may not be that great in simulation, or maybe he's just having a cold year this year. I would be very curious to see kind of how, I don't know how they predict it. Obviously, I'm sure it's like a roll, or it's, it's set overalls or ratings versus somebody else's ratings, but I want to see the calculation to how they produce the stats and stuff like that. Do they just kind of put it in a compiler and be like, oh, this guy has 70 contact, the other guy has a 79 hits per 9, so 70% of the time the pitcher is going to win and the batter's not going to make contact, like that type of stuff. That'd be really cool to see, like their algorithm for that and stuff. Very nerdy stuff, but I think it'd be really cool to see. As we get a good timing swing, and that'll be a fly out, almost to the same exact location of his double earlier in the game, but it is just short of the wall, and will transpire into the first out of the inning. And a single up the middle will get Teoscar on base. Good swing. As they throw a wild ball back into the infield, but nothing to come of it. Good swing from Teoscar, as they are going to relieve Cutter Crawford. So like that's early in the game. I'm not sure what his pitch count was. But sinker, slider, cutter combo for Cooper Criswell. And that was a pitch to do something with. So we were way early on that. If we were timing that up, that could have been something, some damage right there. Yeah, early, top of the fifth. They already relieved their starter. And we strike out with Colson Montgomery on another slider in the middle of the zone. Good timing, just didn't put the bat on the ball. As Fletcher gets a nice rip, and now we'll go into the deep gap there in center field. Oh my goodness, but unfortunate for us, it is an automatic double, and that will be his fourth double of the season, but that won't score a run as Robert Jr. comes up to bat. Hopefully he can produce something here. Man, I would have loved to see that not be a ground rule double and just a regular double, because we would have definitely scored from first base there. As Robert gets a nice rip, that'll be another line out with bases not full, but with a couple guys on bases. And that's unfortunate because Torres has a 455 on average with runners in scoring position. So if we could have just gotten to him, we had almost a 50% chance to get a hit. There's a fly out to Montgomery. And a nice hit by Torres. Will go off the wall, but that should be a home run, and that'll be his 11th homer of the season. His 183rd in his career just popped up. That's why I know that. I don't actually know his homer count, but 183 on his career. 17 more to get to 200, and it looks like he's going to be able to do that this year. As that big fly ball will barely get over the wall there as it hit. Well, not barely. It hits the lights overhead there. That is a huge swing of momentum for the White Sox. So hopefully Bobachek can produce something. So he's not having too great of a year. 231 4 homers, 12 RBIs. But honestly, with the guy ahead of him hitting all the home runs, getting all the RBIs, he's not really getting many opportunities. He doesn't get on base 30% of the time as he strikes out, as I was paying more attention to the stats in the outfield than actually hitting the ball. Torres gets us the home run here in that last half, and then 3 check swing strikes will end the inning for us. So unfortunate for us there, but we were able to tie the game back up. Now we just need to get one more to get back on top, and we've been doing it. Like I've been saying, we've been getting players on base all game long, just not been able to drive them in. I would like to see, I'll probably look here, maybe not in this inning, probably after the game. I don't know if there's, some scoreboards have it. Wouldn't assume that the Red Sox scoreboard have it, but it'll sometimes show you how many players you had left on base, which isn't a good moniker, but it is interesting to see. So we get a nice little fly out, pop out to Torres for the first out of the inning. As a ground ball double play will get us out of that inning, thankfully. I need to keep better track of how many pitches our pitchers are throwing, because he was up to like 110 there. So thankfully he got that double play to get out of the inning, 1, and then 2, I didn't have a person in the bullpen working on getting ready. So, oh, my 4 straight strikeouts. 4 straight strikeouts. Wow. That's not going to win you many ball games, man. And I'm having a terrible time striking out in the 2 long plays I've done recently. Not sure. I mean, I've been playing a little bit of other show behind the scenes. I'm not sure if that's what's doing it. I'm using the same settings and everything, but maybe their hitting's just not the same. As we get a nice little rip into the gap. That'll be at least a double, but we might try to push a triple here. And we're going to try to go ahead and go to third base, as he didn't grab the ball until we were right outside second base. And that will be a nice triple by Teoscar Hernandez with a 100-mile-per-hour swing off the bat. His first triple of the season with 1 out away. Colson Montgomery comes up to try to put us up by 1. Oh, and he does not get it past the first baseman there, as they were playing in there. If he could have just snuck that a little bit, 3 or 4 feet to the left or right, I think we would have gotten a single and gotten that run in from third. But it's just not meant to be.
Really been able to slow down the game tonight with his at-bats, and the biggest one he's had so far, he doesn't look anxious at all.
As a nice little dribbler back to the pitcher's mound will bounce off the mound and get into the shortstop's glove, and that'll be out number 3 as the game remains tied. As we bring in Schaffen, hasn't had any innings of work. He's only had 2/3 of an inning this year, which isn't great. We signed him to be our set-up lefty last year. We're not utilizing him very much. Dolphin just gave up a double, ground rule double there in the last at-bat. But he is, I will say, this is his second season with us. I do believe this is his last year with us, unfortunately. Or not, maybe not unfortunately. He's done all right for us. I think we had a decent year with him last year. But again, we're not utilizing him much this year, so it is what it is. Hopefully we can sign some lefties somewhere to backfill him next year. So we get a nice little grounder there to shortstop, and Bichette will make that play easily to get us the second out of the inning here. As we get a strikeout looking to end the 7th inning. So we will go back to the top of the 8th with Robert on to bat. 0 for 3 day today. Not doing too hot. I do think he likes the second spot a little bit better. He's batting .253 this year. Oh, better. He would probably be batting better if we didn't suck with batting with him. But that is what it is. As Torres, the man who has tied it up for us today, is back up. Batting .407. Oh, that was another pitch he could have hit a homer with. Batting .407. 11 homers, 25 RBIs. Just an absolute insane start to the year so far. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, that ball was freaking floating. Good timing too, and we just swung under it. That was the ball to hit a homer. That was the ball to hit a homer with. He is catching a lot of the zone with those sliders. I'm just not able to capitalize. Oh, come on. Come on, Bichette. Pick it up here. A little strikeout again with Bochette. We just not having really good or success with our best player and then our second best player in Robert. It's just not going good for us today. As a ground out will be the first out of the inning. Trying to get us to the ninth inning, tied still. As that was a big swing of the bat, but it will only go 300 feet to left field as Teoscar Hernandez makes the play. One more out away to get to the ninth. Oh, and hopefully Fletcher should be able to make that play, and he will. A little nice backhanded grab there. And that'll be 3 up, 3 down. As Craig Kimbrell comes in relief as the game is tied. He's a 4-seam, 2-seam knuckle curve, and that was a pitch to get, as I say that through my gritted teeth, because we should have capitalized on that. Oh, that one hurts a lot. And Bobichette makes another error, man. As Casas gets a nice little 105 off the bat. But Bobichette is definitely a weak spot over there at shortstop, which is not where you want a weak spot in your infield. I don't know. I mean, we signed him to be a hitter. I'm not saying we signed him to be the best fielder in the league. I don't even know if he's ever won a Gold Glove. But you still don't want to see him making errors. Like the double play earlier in the game, and then the easy ground ball just in that possession there, or that play there. And it's just infuriating to see those easy plays just go to the wayside from outs to people on base. As we did relieve Schaffen here, put Matt Moore in, another lefty. Their lineup's terrible against lefties, or at least the guys that we have faced, or we're going to face this inning. 3 of them. Oh, come on up. Come on up. As Max Muncy is doing his best impression to foul off every single pitch that we throw his way, as he fouls off yet another. Just how many pitches are we going to get to this at bat? Because, geez Louise. As he takes a curveball up in the zone looking, though. Thankfully, we get out of that at bat. As Vogelback will come up. And hopefully he doesn't repeat what Muncy just did with freaking like 12 fouls. And he doesn't, thankfully. He does repeat the strikeout, though. He's strikeout looking. Thank you, Vogelback. That is 2 away. 1 on first. We were trying to make this game to extra innings so we can have a chance yet again. As we get another strikeout. 3 strikeouts for Matt Moore after that leadoff single. And he is fired up. As Kimbrell will stay in the game with Vaughn on second and Teoscar Hernandez, who is 2 for 3 today, back up to the plate. Only about a $192 with runners in scoring position, so hopefully he can increase that here. As he swings through that fastball up in the zone, and the count runs full. But he does get a nice little rip, and that will not be a single. The contact swing was a little bit too hard. Good timing. It does end up in the glove of the left fielder. If you're playing at any other ballpark, I feel like, well, that ball's getting down, because they are definitely playing up with that green monster way behind them. Or not way behind them. Not too far. Oh, that is perfect, and that could be a go-ahead hit. As, the 23 speed on Vaughn, we're going to send him, but that is a bad throw by the center fielder, and Colson Montgomery gets a go-ahead hit here. 114 off the bat, right back up the middle for a single. And that's what you love to see out of the young gun, as he will be a hometown favorite when he gets back in Chicago, as we go up 2-1 here in the top of the 10th, as we're going to get our dominant closer, Leclerc, back up to warm up. The chance for a save, as long as we can keep it within 3. Honestly, even if we don't, I'll be happy as long as we get the win. And we get a walk here after a 9-pitch at bat. We are issued the walk, thankfully. So now we have a runner on first and second with Robert, who's had an 0 for 4 day, but he gets the walk, so he will continue his 0 for 4 day. But he does get on base as a count or the bases go loaded as they put in Isaiah Campbell to take on Torres, and as he almost put us up 6 runs, 5 runs, mass hard. Oh, as he almost gets that one to go over the left field wall. He does get a decent swing there. I think we're going to send him. Yeah, it's probably risky. It's probably an out. Definitely an out. He doesn't even. Oh, okay. I was like, he doesn't even try to apply the tag. But it's because he dropped the ball. But Colson Montgomery does score, so that'll be a sac fly instead of a no-hit for Torres. And that is yet another RBI for him today, or this season. And that is a very, very good day for Torres so far. As Bo Bichette, batting .437 with runners in scoring position, has a chance to increase that here. And oh boy, do I hope he does. As he's also 0 for 4. As he is inching towards the walk here. He is 99 clutch. That's just awesome to see as we are taking here. 2 strikeouts, which is not what you want to see from your recent mega signee. But he does get the walk, so his on base will go up. But he remains 0 for 4 as well as the bases go loaded once again. No sac fly will score us one here, but hopefully Eloy Jimenez can come through, and he won't be able to. And I don't know why he didn't apply the tag. I mean, in real life, you don't have to run into it, but that'll be the end of the 10th as we are going to get Leclerc in to relieve, as he has had 10 games so far this season. That'll be a fly out to center field. And I don't think that'll advance a runner, and it won't, thankfully. Would have been crazy for them to send him, as I think Herbert has a decent arm out there in center. Oh, and a bad swing there. We'll advance a runner to third, and that will be a nice play by Torres as he gets it across his body there for the second out of the inning. And hopefully we can get out of this without allowing a run to save his ERA just a hair. Oh, and Fletcher will get there, thank goodness. And that'll be another save for Leclerc as we get the win in Boston. We are up 2-0 in the series, looking to get the sweep tomorrow. And the boys are off to a very, very hot start. And this might be our year, as Flaherty does not get the win, I don't believe. It should go to, yeah, Matt Moore, who had a very good inning as Leclerc gets his 9th save. Torres 2 for 4 today, a homer, 2 RBIs. Teoscar 2 for 4, a triple. Dominic Fletcher 2 for 4 with a double, and Andrew Vaughn 2 for 4. Those are our 4 notable players here. Super, super excited about what we're producing this year. Very good. Came back late in the game as we didn't allow a run after the 2nd inning. Super beneficial for us as we're a 4-game win streak. Hoping to improve that to 5 tomorrow with Brad Keller on the mound. So after that huge game against the Red Sox on a comeback there in the, 8th inning, I believe, or 9th inning, one of the two, we are going to keep pushing it through the end of the month. So we're going to go ahead and finish up the Boston series and see where it takes us. And we sweep the Boston Red Sox, but we do get into a close game here against the the Guardians. We are a few games ahead. We're 17-9 currently. 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Runner on third base. 1 out. Colson Montgomery up to bat against Emmanuel Clase. Oh, and that was a good pitch to swing at. Slider up in the zone. And we just really let it blow by us here. And then we swing at a ball down below the knees there. So that's just a great start to this at bat. We really need Montgomery at a minimum to stay alive. And he doesn't. He strikes out. Swinging on that monstrous slider on the hands there. As Nick Senzel comes to bat. He's batting .322 on the season. As he did hit a walk-off a few weeks ago here in Chicago. Clutch is 71. He's 1 for 3 on the day. So hopefully he can come through here. At least get us a walk here. Get on base. That would be huge for the momentum for us. But we'll have to see what he does. As the pitch inside goes right over the shortstop's head. Oh, and the right fielder will range and make the play, as that will not sneak down and get us a hit. Super unfortunate, but that is just how the cookie crumbles sometimes as we take the loss. Garrett Crochet gets the loss with 3 earned. 6 strikeouts, though, in 5 innings of work. Not a terrible performance. Would have loved to limit the runs there. splitting the series so far against the we're splitting the series so far against the Guardians as Terrell Tatum, AAA player, goes down 1 or 2 weeks. We're going to put him on a 10-day IL as Luzardo has another chance for a shutout here. 11 strikeouts, 3 HAs. Not sure, or hits allowed. 3 hits allowed, no walks. He's at 96 pitches. As we get a blessing of a strike call there from the ump. And we get a swinging strike, 2 on Jose Ramirez. Ooh, as he makes contact with that one just ever so barely. As the fans are on their feet here for a strike 3 looking. And that will send Jose Ramirez back to the bench. That is his 12th strikeout of the game. He has had a monstrous performance as we have a choppy game once again. We're going to try to work through it. Hopefully we don't screw ourselves over another strike, as Tyler O'Neill has now moved to the Guardians. He was on the Red Sox 2 seasons ago. I don't know where he was last year. Not sure what his contract was. Oh, a ground ball to second base. That'll be an easy play for Torres. And we will put out Tyler O'Neill. Last batter hopefully here. Ooh, check swing on a strike down the middle. That is good looking for us. 0-1. Coming back with the circle change low. Ooh, and tags out to the left side, but it does get the strike. Does what we need to do. Looking for the last strike here on a good pitch. And that'll be a simple line drive into foul territory as Harry Ford makes his at-bat go a little bit longer. And that'll be another foul ball. Please stop lagging. I just want the MLB guys to let me stop lagging for once. It's the internet, dude. If y'all know how to fix this, let me know in the comments, please. I'm begging. Like, the freaking internet, every single time I'm on the internet, it lags, but I take it off the internet, perfectly fine. And it's just like, I've read on the subreddit that it was something to do with internet provider, but like, I don't have any other problem with any game. So it has to be an MLB connection or something crazy. Ooh, and that'll be a strike 3, his 13th strikeout of the day. Oh my goodness, what a performance by Jesus Luzardo. Just absolutely dominant this month. 2 shutouts, 1 with 13 strikeouts, 4 walks, and 3 hits. Just absolutely dominant performance here against the Guardians in Chicago, and we will take the series. I think we're on like a 7 of 8 or something, like 7 of 9 run right now. We're having a heck of a time. We are. Yeah, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of 8. We've won 3 series in a row. We split one. We won the last one, and we split it with the Cincinnati Reds, and then we lost to the Astros. So we've only lost 1 full series this year so far. All right, we might have lost Atlanta earlier, but we only lost 1 full series in the month. As we are down 2, I'm probably going to pause this here for a moment before we get into today's game. And I'll be right back after we fix our internet issue. We are back here against the Brewers this time, as Joel Pumps. No idea how to pronounce that last name. Please forgive me if I botched that. I'm sure I did. As Danny Jansen takes ball 2 against Joel, whatever you want to call him. Come on, Danny. Oh, and that was a pitch to do it with. Fastball down the middle. Good timing. Good to late timing. We're still alive here. Still dangerous as we check our swing, but the ball ever so closely gets in the zone. We are getting a little bit sweaty now. Palm sweaty. Whatever Eminem said. And you know that one rap song? I know what it is. I just don't know the name of it. And we swing on a sinker in on the hands, and Jansen will go back to the bench. It's Andrew Vaughn, who has done it before. He's done it before. He's done us very well in the past. Oh my goodness gracious. That ball was about half an inch on each side in, and the umpires blessed us. Who slid him some money before the game? Because that was an insane call. Oh my. Well, lucky us though, because it would be 0-2 without that, and it's 0-2 anyway, or 1-2. As we swing at a strike through and through. Straight through it on that slider. And he hits a walk-off homer. He hits a walk-off homer. He puts his hands on his head, and that'll be a walk-off homer for Andrew Vaughn on a contact swing. A 3-run bomb to left field. And I am freaking ecstatic. And I've mentioned he did it, and he's done it again. And the White Sox will go home victorious. Oh, that is electric. We're going to watch him round the bases. It's early in the season, but you need to win those games to be a contender. And we keep winning them somehow. And the month of March has come to not a close yet. We still got 2 games, but it has come to a hot end. Hot start, hot middle, hot end. We cooked it in the oven at 450 degrees, it seems. And the team is looking electric. As Teoscar Hernandez will get the player of the game. The solo homer and a triple. So halfway to a cycle. Oh, man. That is freaking awesome, baby. Oh, man, I wanted that one, and he got it. Super, super electric stuff. So excited. Oh, we don't have one more game. We have two games. We have 1 game left, as we are currently 20-10. As we are going crazy. Let's go. Nick Nastrini goes down for a day or 2. We're going to keep him active. But we do lose that one against the Brewers, and that will bring us to the end of the month, as we're going to simulate through. And Nastrini's back the next day. So we are through the month of April and March. Well, we finished March in the first video. We are 20-11, well on top of the Central Division in the American League. 2.5 games back are the Twins. 4.5 games back are the Guardians. Royals are 5.5, and Tigers are a big, hefty 9 games back. Early in the season, so they can easily come back. Looking through here, Jordan LaSure is having a rough month with a 6.91 and 14 innings of work. James Beard tore it up. It's a 289, 76 at-bats while driving in 7. Gladney, who seems to always be around early in the year, falls off towards the end of the year, batting 341 and 44 at-bats while driving in 11 RBIs. Ryan Rich, one of our draftees, has a 308 ERA, 27 punchies with 26.1 innings of work, so he is absolutely cooking in Double-A. We might need to move him. Mario Iriarte had a strong month with a 141, 26 batters struck out in 32 innings. So he's also making a case, but we just don't have any room for pitching up at the top. I wouldn't say we don't have any room, but the room is very thin because I have Brad Keller as the number 5 option, but I think we're going to move Drew Thorpe there going forward and move Keller to the bullpen because he is not performing that well, and he's also getting his overalls going down. So I think we're going to move Drew Thorpe into starting position, but we need to reevaluate down below because we really have a lot of guys that are performing very, very well that need to be in the MLB at some point, but maybe we need to trade them away for a good 5th pitcher. Who knows? But that'll do it for us in this video, and I appreciate y'all tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed it. I mean, that walk-off homer to end the video was super, super electric. So go ahead and if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, I would love it. I would love you. I appreciate you so much if you could just leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next video.